Imagine this. You wake up, open Instagram, and suddenly it disappears forever. WhatsApp stops sending messages. TikTok is shut down worldwide. Everything is gone. And instead of these apps, your screen shows one single message. Meta control enabled. Sounds like a scene from a dystopian movie, right? But what if I told you that one man was dangerously close to making this real? This is the story of Mark Zuckerberg, a guy who started with a student website and built a true digital empire. And in this empire, only one survives, the strongest. Today you will see how Mark destroyed his first major competitor, MySpace, how he swallowed Instagram seconds before it could crush Facebook, how WhatsApp became Zuckerberg's weapon in a global digital war, how he tried to eliminate TikTok and launched Reels. Cambridge Analytica, the darkest scandal in the history of social media, and why Meta now controls the lives of 3.5 billion people. Fasten your seatbelt. This isn't just the story of a company. This is the story of the loudest digital wars of the 21st century. How a student website became a digital weapon, February 2004. Harvard. A dorm room where even the lamp flickered, as if warning, something big starts here. Mark launches Facebook.com. He had no money, no office, no investors. But he had one thing, ambition. An ambition to destroy anything standing in his way. No one could imagine that a student site would become the biggest social network in the world. Everyone believed MySpace was the eternal king. But Mark knew something else. Kings live only until someone hungrier arrives. Chapter 2. The Fall of MySpace. Mark's first victory. Between 2005-2007, MySpace was an absolute monster. 300+ million users, the biggest website on the planet. Everyone thought Facebook was a tiny, useless platform, but Mark noticed something others ignored. MySpace was slow, filled with ads, unsafe, horribly designed. Facebook was the opposite, clean, fast, simple, social, addictive. When MySpace fell asleep on its throne, Mark hit the gas. He launched mass signups, opened the platform, introduced the newsfeed. MySpace couldn't keep up. In 2008, Facebook overtook MySpace for the first time, and then destroyed it completely. It was Mark's first victory, and more importantly, his first blood. Chapter 3. Instagram, the acquisition that changed history. Instagram was exploding in popularity. Beautiful, stylish, fast. The whole team, 13 employees. 13! And they were already pulling the young audience away from Facebook. Facebook panicked. Mark realized Instagram could become the next MySpace, unbeatable until it's too late. Then he made a move that shocked the world. He bought Instagram for $1 billion, just days after negotiations. People at WhatsApp joked at the time, yeah, what kind of company buys an app with no revenue for $1 billion? But Mark knew. Instagram must be either his or dead. 5 years later, Instagram became a magnet for young users, the biggest influencer platform, and a $20+ billion annual machine for Meta WhatsApp, the acquisition that made Mark unstoppable. WhatsApp was at its peak. 600 million users. Encryption, minimalism, trust. Everyone wanted to buy it. Google, Tencent, Amazon. Facebook was losing the battle. But Mark doesn't accept defeat. He goes personally to John Combe, WhatsApp's founder. No suit, no tie, just a hoodie. And he says the phrase that made history. I'm offering you $19 billion. But if you refuse, we'll build WhatsApp 2 and beat you. $19 billion. The biggest tech acquisition in history at the time. Combe agreed. But later he said, I would not have continued the deal if I knew what would happen next. Because Meta began collecting WhatsApp data.
and the first major conflict was just starting. Cambridge Analytica, Meta's darkest chapter. A global scandal erupts. Cambridge Analytica collected personal data of millions of Facebook users and used it to influence elections. It shook the entire industry. It shook Mark's reputation. The U.S. Congress summoned him for questioning. Mark sat there in a suit, something no one had ever seen him wear. He looked tense, answered briefly. One question went viral. Mr. Zuckerberg, is it true that Facebook tracks people even when they're not using Facebook? Mark turned pale. Stocks crashed, advertisers fled, users were furious. It was a moment when the empire almost collapsed. But Mark endured and decided, if Facebook is damaged, he will build a new company. That's how Meta was born. TikTok versus Reels, the most brutal battle of the decade. TikTok became the new giant. An app from another country with a different mindset and revolutionary algorithms. It consumed the young audience. It grew faster than Instagram. It overtook Facebook. For the first time ever, Facebook couldn't defeat a competitor. So Mark launched Reels, AI-driven content distribution, TikTok-style feed, remix features, cross-posting into Facebook. Meta tried to kill TikTok through copying its mechanics, lobbying in the U.S. government, ad campaigns, massive Instagram updates. TikTok still stands. But Meta pushed Instagram back to the top thanks to Reels. Why Meta is the most powerful company in the world today. Today Meta controls Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, Messenger, Threads, Quest VR altogether, 3.5 billion people, almost half of humanity. Meta knows who you talk to, what you search, what you like, what you buy, what you watch, what you think. This isn't just a company. This is the world's largest information weapon, and Mark is the one who controls it. So how did Mark destroy the competition? He didn't play fair. He played to survive. Every acquisition, a victory. Every conflict, a strategy. Every scandal, a transformation. And today, no matter how much Meta is criticized, it is still number one. And Mark Zuckerberg is the man who taught the world a simple truth. In the tech world, the one who survives is not the smartest. It's the fastest and the most aggressive.